Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at Zapdos from the Pokemon Go expansion set. We'll be using Zapdos mainly for its ability Lightning Symbol, which increases your basic lightning Pokemon's attack by 10 more damage. 10 more damage may not seem like much, but it does make a big difference. So we'll have a full set of this in the deck. And we're pairing it with none other than RAIKOU V, and it synergizes really well since it has the attack Lightning Rondo. For 1 lightning and 1 colorless energy, it deals 20 plus damage and 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon for both players. So with both players with a full bench, you'll be dealing 220 damage. 260 damage with 4 Zapdos in play, and 290 damage with the help of the Choice Belt when going against a Pokemon V. And that's a good number because you're looking at being able to knock out a VSTAR Pokemon with a single hit. RAIKOU V also has the ability Fleet-Footed, which allows you to draw 1 card if this Pokemon is in the active spot. It is worth noting that of the 3 Generation 2 legendary Pokemon, RAIKOU V is by far the weakest in my opinion, simply because of its very low HP, which is why having a Cape of Toughness to add 50 HP can be very helpful too. But the redeeming factor to RAIKOU V is that it has the least amount of retreat cost of the 3, making it the easiest one to pivot out of the active spot. As my backup attacker, I added 2 copies of Thundurus. Among the basic single-priced lightning type Pokemon, I have found this to be the most useful. It has 2 attacks and the first one is the best for just 1 lightning energy. Assisting Spark deals 30 damage or up to 70 damage with 4 Zapdos in play, and you can attach a lightning energy from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. This is great for dealing chip damage but also for accelerating an extra energy to RAIKOU V. This is very useful since we're not using Fluffy at all in this deck, so that we can leave space in the bench to accommodate for Zapdos. Its second attack is Thunder. For 2 lightning and 1 colorless energy, it deals 130 damage, and it also deals 30 damage to itself. For my support Pokemon, I added a copy of Diancie with the Princess's Curtain ability, which prevents your opponent from using Boss's Order to your bench basic Pokemon. This can be very useful late game, especially if your opponent only needs 2 more prizes. You can stall with this while you build up your RAIKOU V for the winning move. And Diancie also has a useful attack, Spike Draw. For just 1 colorless energy, you deal 20 damage, and you also get to draw 2 cards. Next is Manaphy with a Wave Veil ability to prevent attack damage from being done to our benched Pokemon. For consistency, I'm using Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability, and I'm also using Radiant Venusaur for his Sunny Bloom ability. At the end of your turn, you can draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand. For my tool cards, I'm using 2 Air Balloons, especially the Zapdos have 2 retreat cost, Cape of Toughness to increase HP by 50 just in case we want to focus on defense, and 2 Choice Belts. And for my item cards worth noting, I have Echoing Horn. This allows you to put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. This is great for filling up your opponent's bench to increase RAIKOU V's attack. But be careful because you may be helping your opponent set up. Next up is Switch Card. Since we are playing only basic Pokemon, you can use this to switch out your basic active Pokemon, and this will also heal that Pokemon by 30 HP. And for Stadium, I'm using Stormy Mountain Stadium. Once per turn, you can search your deck for a basic Lightning or Dragon type Pokemon and put it straight to your bench. And I also have Training Course Stadium, which allows you to recover 1 basic energy from your discard pile back to your hand once per turn. For my supporters, I have the basic Boss's Orders, Marnie, Professor's Research, but Raihan have been the most useful since most of our attackers need 2 or more energies for its attack. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's turn, Raihan allows you to accelerate 1 basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and then you can also get any 1 card from your deck. And finally, I've also added 4 speed energies in this build. If you attach it to your lightning type Pokemon, you draw 2 extra cards. This adds further consistency to the deck. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Zapdos. Alright, let's get into some games. My opponent goes first, and we're going to start this one with a RAIKOU V in the active spot. We have Stormy Mountain Stadium, which is really good. That's going to help us build up our other basic lightning type Pokemon. And so far my opponent's using Mew to find item cards on their top deck, and it looks like they're using metal type energies. So this is a metal type build, but we don't know what it is just yet. Okay, Hisuian Heavy Ball. Alright, so this is an Origin Form Dialga V-Star build. Quite scary actually, and they're also using the Blastoise line. So if this is the Blastoise from Pokemon Go, it's gonna energize their V-Star easy. For now, we're just gonna use Fleet-Footed. We got Manaphy. I don't think their deck uses any bench damage attackers, so I'll sacrifice my Manaphy, and then we get a Thundurus. No, I'll get a Snorlax. I think we need to draw into more cards. Then we'll use our Stadium to get Zapdos. We're gonna start building up our attack damage output, and I'll just retreat into Snorlax. Put this air balloon on Zapdos, and I think I'll just use Boss's Order, get this Dialga V in the active spot. It has 2 retreat costs, so we can stall with it, because if we leave that Mew in the active spot and they keep switching around, get the item cards they need, that could help them set up faster. But with their Dialga V trapped in the active spot, we could be stalling for a few turns before they can fully set up and energize their Dialga V-Star. They're also using Zacian V. It's a good drawing supporter Pokemon, but also good at attacking if you put 3 energies. And they're just gonna pass. Alright, well, Intrepid Sword ends your turn. I'll just put Thundurus on my bench already, and then I'll get another Moltres with this Quick Ball. I can scoop up my Snorlax, attach an energy on Thundurus, and then I can attack. I'm dealing 50 damage right now. That's half the amount of chip damage to their Dialga V, since that's their main attacker anyway. So we're just going to deal 50 damage, and then we can accelerate 1 energy from our hand to our RAIKOU V. And yeah, Thundurus is such a good find. I finally was able to use Thundurus in this build, and it's such a great addition because RAIKOU V tops at 290 damage, even with a Choice Belt and 4 Zapdos in play. It's not quite enough to knock out VMAX, so you're still looking at 2-hit knocking out VMAXs, but with the help of Thundurus, if you can deal that final blow, you're only losing price card if they do knock out Thundurus. But that extra chip damage really helps. But an extra to that is the energy acceleration, which really helps with setup. My opponent will stall by bossing our Zapdos, which will need something to get it out of the active spot. So I'll just energize my RAIKOU V and use Professor's Research. Hopefully we have something here to... Ooh, we don't get anything, because we could have gotten a knockout off of this Dialga V-Star actually. So I'll just put Venusaur into play. I can use Ultra Ball to get rid of 2 cards, and then that will help us to draw into 1 extra card at the end of our turn. Alright, there it is. We got a switching card, so we can get our Zapdos out of the active and knock out their Dialga V-Star with our RAIKOU V. Alright, so I think we got this. So right now, with a full bench, my RAIKOU V is dealing 220... 30, 40, 50, 250 damage right now. But they're going to use Escape Rope. I'll just put Zapdos in the active spot. We can recover it with our Ordinary Rod just in case they knock it out. Because I don't want to risk losing my RAIKOU V. I wonder if they're able to build up their Dialga V-Star enough to use its V-Star power attack, which allows them to get an extra turn, which is insane. Such a broken card. They are gonna Marnie though, so okay, we're not... Well, with the Zapdos and Air Balloon, we're okay. Alright, we're good. We're good. So I have Diancie in this build too. It's more of like a disruption kind of Pokemon, so that they won't be able to boss our RAIKOU V. But I haven't put it into good use just yet. I haven't found... Because Zapdos fills our bench and our field so much that... I mean, it is useful in some of my matches, but I haven't been playing it too much. So I'm not sure if I should even include the Diancie in here. I'll just use Assist Spark, dealing 60 damage because we have enough Zapdos in play, and that's gonna get us 1 prize. And we got Speed Energy, nice. So at least we're getting a prize off of our Thundurus, which is really good. Yeah, having a basic single prize Pokemon to deal those small small attacks against, even knockouts against our opponent really helps in the long run. Because the most they can do is get 2 prizes off of our Raikou if they manage to boss it and knock it out with their Dialga V-Star. But again, because they have 2 turns to take if they use the V-Star power attack. Okay, they're gonna use Marnie. They could just easily boss 2 of our Pokemon. That's gonna get them 3 prizes. And they're building up their other Dialga V-Star, or their other Origin Form Dialga V. So this is such a scary predicament we have. Their Mew has an air balloon, so they can easily retreat into their V-Star, but they don't do anything. They just end their turn using their Blastoise. I don't think that was a good idea, but I mean, we don't have a boss, so I guess it's fine. I think they still have the advantage over our strategy here. We're gonna bump out their stadium with ours, not that we need. Let me use Ultra Ball, and I think I'll just pass. Assist Spark to get another knockout off of this Mew. And for some reason, it always asks you to attach a card from, or attach an energy from your hand, even though you don't have any energies. But it is what it is. And Venusaur is going to get us 2 extra cards. So it depends. Okay, they are going to use Star Chronos. 220 damage. They get another turn. And I'm just going to present my Venusaur because it's the least useful right now. If they don't have a boss on hand, they have 2 so far, and they're just gonna get a knockout. Alright, cool. So they only get 2 prizes off of that Star Chronos attack and the other turn. But with our setup, we should be able to deal enough damage to knock out their Dialga V-Star. Let's use Fleet-Footed first. Nice. And we're just gonna use Lightning Rondo. There it is. 270 damage, knocking out their Origin Form Dialga V-Star, getting us 2 prizes. Nice. So with the initial knockouts of our Thundurus, we are actually well on our way here. And we can even knock out this Dialga V-Star with a single hit. They don't knock out our RAIKOU V. That is insane. 160 damage only. But since my opponent doesn't have a full bench, I won't be able to deal 290 damage to knock out this Dialga V-Star. So I think the most practical way to win this game is just boss their Zacian V, Lightning Rondo, and deal 250 damage for a knockout thanks to our Zapdos. Good game. Alright, let's get into our next match. My opponent's going to go first, and we're going to start this one with a Zapdos in the active spot. But that's okay. We have Air Balloon, and we also have Ultra Ball. That way we can set up another basic Pokemon on the bench. And since we're going second, we can use our Professor's Research to draw in 2 more cards. So my opponent's using Remoraid. Okay, so this is a Rapid Strike build, I guess. Alright, they're just gonna pass. Okay, let's put the Air Balloon, use Ultra Ball, and then I could get rid of Marnie and the Horn. And then I can get a Thundurus. Since I'm gonna use Professor's Research, I might as well attach the Cape of Toughness, add 50 HP. We have Snorlax, and then I could use Ultra Ball, get rid of these 2, set up my Zapdos, 1 more Zapdos, and then I'm just gonna retreat and Gormandize. Alright, cool. So with that, even if they knock out my Snorlax, we can use Raihan, accelerate an energy to RAIKOU V, and then be able to attack. Okay, they're using Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. This is bad because we are weak against fighting type. They could easily knock out our RAIKOU V, and since they're using VMAX, it's going to be hard for us to knock it out. Because again, we only top at 290 damage. We have to chip damage with Thundurus and then knock it out with RAIKOU V, or vice versa. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup. We will need Manaphy to protect our bench because they can easily knock out our Zapdos. So we're already filling up our bench here. And that's the only thing. Zapdos is good, but it fills too much bench space and it's really hard to work with it. We use Ordinary Rod, get DNC. I might have to use a Professor's Research because I want to get a knockout off of this Remoraid, but we don't get a switch. Oh no. Oh man, and we have so much card on our hand that we can only draw one card with Gourmandize. So that's not good. They're going to evolve into Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. And they have Rapid Strike Energy so they can attack our bench. But you know what? With Manaphy, we're okay. But still, they can use Gale Thrust, retreat their Remoraid freely, and get a knockout off of our Snorlax. And if they have a boss, they could just get a RAIKOU V, and we're done for. Thankfully, they're just going to use Professor's Research, so we're safe. They're only getting one prize here. But what I'm thinking, after they Gale Thrust, I'll soften it up with Thundurus. 300 damage, okay. Yeah, we're just going to use Thundurus. And then I could set up another RAIKOU or set up another Zapdos. Let me energize my RAIKOU V first. Get rid of Snorlax. And I'll get another Thundurus. See what happens. Put a Choice Belt. I could boss their Remoraid, get a prize for that. Or I'm probably just gonna chip away at get a prize or just chip away at this Urshifu. I think I'll just chip away at this Urshifu. 50 damage. I mean, 50 damage is 50 damage. Not quite enough. Yeah, it still has 280 damage, or 280 HP, which is a lot. So, this is not good. We need a full bench of Zapdos to deal that much damage, to knock it out. But with Manaphy on the bench, we're not able to do that. Because we need Manaphy, otherwise we'll be dead really, really fast. Especially, Rapid Strike Urshifu can target two of our Pokemon at the same time, which is really bad. Okay, they're just gonna switch out and back. That way they can use Gale Thrust without having to discard their energies, because once they use G-Max Rapid Flow, they have to discard energies, although it targets 2 Pokemon. I think one of the things that they have to do is target our Manaphy, knock it out, and we'll have to find a way to recover it. But before then, they can start hitting multiple targets along the way. And they're also using Galarian Moltres V to against Psychic type builds. But yeah, they have a strong supporter. They have Bibarel to continue to draw them cards. And they're just going to get a knockout off of our Thundurus again. And they're up 2 prizes now. I don't know what else to do. I could start attacking with RAIKOU V as much as I can, I guess. Okay, we can bump out their stadium. At least that's going to prevent them from retreating as easily. Get another Zapdos. Let's see. I could attack. I think I'm hitting enough damage to knock out. Right? 220, 200. How much are we hitting? 220. It's fleet-footed first. Lightning Rondo. Oh, dude, we're short 20 damage. Oh, that's right. Their bench is not full. That's why. I was thinking way too ahead. Because I'm calculating, with a full bench, I should be hitting for 280 damage at least with just 3 Zapdos in play. But because they only have 4 Pokemon in their bench, we were short 20 damage. Oh, man. That's no good at all. I'm thinking I can also... Dude, they use VMAX Rapid Flow to knock out our... Okay. They sacrifice their energies to knock out our RAIKOU V. Okay. We need to knock out this guy at least. That's gonna get us 3 prizes. We need to get moving. I don't know if that's a good idea, putting RAIKOU into play, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use Thunderous to knock out their active Pokemon. But if they do evolve into another Rapid Strike VMAX, it's not gonna be good. All they need is a boss, evolve into a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, use Gale Thrust on our RAIKOU V, and that will win them the game. And I think this is where the Diancie comes in, I think. But we needed to get that knockout with Thunderous. So I'm not sure how we're gonna... do this now. Okay, they attack with their Galarian Moltres V. So I'll just promote my RAIKOU V. You know what? We have a boss's order. Since they haven't evolved their Rapid Strike Urshifu V, we might be able to get a knockout here actually. Put RAIKOU V in the bench. And ooh, we got Echoing Horn. Let's go ahead and put... Let's put Sableye V, because I think that's the most useless. And let's use Fleet-Footed first before we attack. And yeah, I think we might get a knockout. Yes, there it is. 230 damage. Just enough. That Echoing Horn really helped increase our attack damage output, getting us the knockout. And I think we got this because their Galarian Moltres V only hits for 190 damage. We will survive an attack from it unless they can do a chip damage if they have like a Zigzagoon or something. And their Urshifu that they're trying to set up is not going to be able to attack either. So I think we're good. We just need one more prize to go. And then go from there. Ooh, if they have a choice belt, that's it. Do they have a choice belt? If they have a choice belt. Dude! I'll take it. Good game. Alright, let's get into another match. We're going to start this one with a Thunderous in the active spot. We have a Quick Ball and also Ultra Ball. It's going to help us to set up more basic Pokemon on our bench. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, my opponent's using Ice Rider Calyrex. Let me attach an energy to Thunderous and then put the Stadium in play. Discard this. Get Zapdos to increase our attack. And also, I'm going to use Ultra Ball. Sacrifice the boss to get my Radiant Venusaur to help us draw into more cards at the end of our turn. Alright, cool. We got Zapdos and RAIKOU V to start. So my strategy against this Ice Rider Calyrex V or VMAX is to chip away at it with Thunderous, first of all, because it's actually not weak against Lightning, even though it's a Water type Pokemon. It's weak against Metal. So we will need to chip away at it, build up our bench size, put our Zapdos into play as much as we can, and hope to get a knockout. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for sure. I wonder if we can win this one. We have Air Balloon. We can thin out our hand, put it on Zapdos. At least we can draw into 3 extra card at the end of our turn on our next turn. But then again, we don't know what we're going to get on our top deck on our next turn. So typical build for Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX is the Inteleon line with the Shady Dealings and also Quick Shooting. And they're going to Marnie. Okay, so we lose our Zapdos. We have Manaphy though. Is Manaphy useful in this matchup? That's the question. Because they have Inteleon, they could attack our bench. Not sure exactly how we're going to play this out. I think I'll replace my stadium with Stormy Mountain. That way we can set up RAIKOU V. And I can energize it right now. We don't have to use or rely on Thunderous Attack to energize. And then I'll just use Assisting Spark. We're only dealing 40 damage though. That's the thing. And then we draw 1 extra card with Venusaur. And they finally get to evolve into their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. They don't have any energies on it yet, but that can easily be remedied with the help of Melanie. So if they get a Drizzile here, they're probably just going to get Melanie. Put an energy on their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. They draw into 3 cards. They're going to use Capacious Bucket for now to get 2 energy cards. And then that's it, right? No, they have a Scoop Up. So they can get another Drizzile going here. They don't have any energy for Melanie to accelerate to their Ice Rider Calyrex. So we are in a good position right now, actually. That's going to afford us an extra turn without losing a prize card from our opponent. So that's good. They're just going to use Professor's Research. Use another Capacious Bucket to get more energies in play. But they have so much cards on hand that it's very scary. It's very scary. I need my opponent to fill their bench though. That way we can increase our attack damage output with our RAIKOU V. And once they knock out our Thunderous, that's going to put 1 energy to our discard pile. That will allow us to use our Raihan and energize our RAIKOU V. And they're just going to pass. Okay. Alright, that's a good thing. Let's use our stadium. Get another Zapdos, I think. They could easily boss our RAIKOU V though, that's the thing. Because while we're chipping away at my opponent's active Pokemon, they're just brewing and setting up for an ultimate attack to get a 1-hit KO against our RAIKOU V. Okay, we draw into 2 extra cards. I think that's enough chip damage. That's more than enough we need to get a knockout with our RAIKOU V. So even if they boss knock out our RAIKOU V, it's fine. We can promote our Thunderous, use our Stormy Mountain Stadium to get another RAIKOU, use Raihan, accelerate, attach the energy from our hand, and then get a knockout off of this Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. So that's my plan anyways. Hopefully it works out. But with so many Shady Dealings available to our opponent, they could just get whatever trainer card they want. They could probably just boss our RAIKOU. I'm scared if they have Avery. Avery is one of the worst matchup that you can have if your opponent has Avery, because they continually just have you discard your benched Pokemon, that you lose a lot of the Zapdos, and that means losing attack damage for our RAIKOU V. And we only have so much recovery items in this deck that sometimes you won't be able to recover them at some point. So it's really hard to go against a matchup that utilizes a whole bunch of Averys. Probably 2 Avery you can survive, but if they have more than that, then this deck really falls apart. Because again, RAIKOU V relies on how many Pokemon you have on your bench and also on your opponent's bench. And of course, Zapdos to increase its attack even further. So my opponent's setting up fairly nicely. I think they have what they need. They have 2 Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX to attack. They could easily retreat though if they're anticipating an attack from RAIKOU. They could attack with the other Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, survive an attack, and then go from there. But let's see what my opponent does. We still need to hit for 220 damage against their Ice Rider. But with so many Pokemon on both players' bench, I think we should be okay. Alright, so with both players full bench now, that's more than enough what we need to get a knockout this turn. Nice. And also that Starmie V is a good target for us because it's weak against lightning. We could get an easy knockout with that. Let's see, let's use Fleet-Footed first, see what we get. We get a Professor's Research. Alright. I'll just use right hand to accelerate energy to our active, get another Zapdos. And you know what? I'll use Scoop Up Net. That way I can remove Venusaur. We don't need it as much. And then we could just use Stormy Mountain Stadium. Or you know what? we got the Zapdos. So Lightning Rondo, we're dealing 260 damage, getting a knockout off of their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. There it is. That gets us 3 prizes. So now we're ahead in prize, but my opponent can easily get 240 damage here with the help of Melanie. Well, they accelerate Starmie V actually, but they have to discard 2 energies here to get a knockout, which of course that's what they're gonna do. 250 damage, knocking out our RAIKOU V. Let's see, we lost our Stormy Mountain, so I could actually use a Thunderous here to get that extra chip damage. Okay, I'm sure they still have a lot of Starmie V. I'll just use that Echoing Horn to fill their bench. That way it can deal as much damage with this RAIKOU V. And then I'm thinking just finishing off their this VMAX. We have a boss. So I could get that boss. Get that final knockout. But we need another Pokemon. We don't have access to another Pokemon. So I think I'll have to get... Okay, this is... Yeah, I'll have to get a Pokemon though, that's the thing. Put Venusaur there, because they're gonna knock out my RAIKOU V. That's gonna open up another space in the bench. Let me just get rid of these 2. We have Scoop Up Net reserved. So whatever we put in the active, we can just scoop it up. And then we can deal that final blow. Alright, so we should be dealing 290 damage here, right? And with Thunderous, we should be able to get that knockout. But they're probably just gonna switch out. That's the thing. You know, I'll just set up my Thunderous. That's fine. Lightning Rondo dealing 290 damage against their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. And yeah, we just need to chip damage. They need 2 energies to retreat with it. If they have boss or if they have Air Balloon, they can get it out of the active spot. But as of right now, they won't be able to attack with it if they retreat. So that's the thing. But no, they're just gonna attack with Max Lance, and that's gonna be game, guys. That's gonna be game. Unbelievable, we actually won this. I don't know what other option my opponent had. They could have stalled and retreated. That's what they could have done, but yeah. With all of our Zapdos in play, we will get a knockout here thanks to our Thundurus for a single energy. And that's gonna be game. Wow. Good game, man. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.